What's going on, y'all? So, got you out here on the job site with me today. We're starting a very large, big project. It is for a company that we've worked for in the past. Some of y'all probably already know who I'm talking about. Get that noisy thing shut off so we can hear each other. So we're starting to work on processing some material for a large order that we've taken for the world's largest online retailer and shipping company, so we're going to be building some more racks for them. We just received another order for that 2 weeks ago, and now we are in the pipeline of prepping all that material for that job. So right here we've got 185 20-foot sticks of 2x2 angle, 3/16 thick, and this is going to be what this entire order is made out of. And right now I'm just slowly working my way through it, cutting it down to the individual kits that we need in order to weld everything together. These are all the finished kits. One kit equals an 8-foot section and then two 2-foot sections. What's going to happen is the 2-footers right here are actually getting sent off to a laser company, and they are going to laser cut holes for the mounting hardware and also the notches and rounding off all the sharp edges for us. So all we have to do at that point, upon returning the pieces to us, is put these in our fixture and get them welded out. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys a little process here and there of what this project looks like. We've got our little cutting table here, and pretty much the process is as follows. Just take everything off the stack, build a little stack on the side of the trailer right here, bring it on over, stack it up right here, and then as I go, I just take off pieces from the stack, feed it through the saw, and then process them over here to our staging area, which our safety man here, who is currently taking care of a pine cone situation, likes to hang out underneath from the shade, get out of the sun a little bit. So anyway, yeah, let's call this a little bit of a series. Well, as I'm sitting there working, I kind of had the thought, you know, probably moving around a lot in this video, and there's really not a whole lot of explanation as to what it is I'm doing as far as gaining the measurements for these pieces, because obviously this whole time you guys haven't seen me pull my tape measure out. So I don't know, I guess I just thought to myself, man, I should probably explain to them what it is I'm doing and how I'm getting these precise measurements every single time. So what I've done here is I've actually built this table. Now, believe it or not, this table was given to me by a previous employer that I worked for, and they basically told me, they were like, hey, if you want this table, since you're leaving, you know, we need it gone, and we need it out of here. And so I was like, okay, yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate it, because, you know, I had this particular job coming up. It was actually the job that pushed me to start my own business and go out on my own. So that's why, you know, I was kind of thankful that they were being so gracious enough to give me this table. I needed something to help me cut this steel. So they said, well, as long as you can cut it up and get it out of here in a safe manner and not damage anything, it's yours. So I said, okay. So I went and basically cut the table up into 3 or 4 sections, and I loaded it all onto the rig truck over there with the crane. Just used the crane, picked up each section, got it back to the house here, unloaded all the pieces. There's actually a video of me unloading it on my Instagram, and just kind of welded everything back together. Everywhere that I cut it, I just welded it back together, made sure everything was you know, as flat and level as I could possibly get it with, you know, just being on a gravel driveway. But it turned out pretty good. It turned out nice and level. And then pretty much after that, what we did is we came in here and put in the piece of angle iron here, these 2 pieces of angle iron, to support the saw. Now the deck of this saw right here is at the same level as all these cross members, so that way obviously the pieces slide in and everything sits square and it's not doing anything goofy. And then what we did is we came in here and we put in these little locators, or these stoppers. The distance from the blade right here to this first stopper is 2 feet. And then what we'll do is we'll actually slide the saw back and forth. So we'll slide the saw back right there, so that way we are in line with our 2-foot stop right here. So that's how we cut accurately the 2-foot sections each time. And then every time we want to cut an 8-foot section, just pull the slide back forward, pull the saw back forward, and then we line up the backstop of this saw with these backstops right here to make sure that we're square. And then right here is our 8-foot locator. So we actually came down and just measured everything down right here, and that's where we put our 8-foot locator, and that's pretty much how this whole process is working. It's been wonderful, you know. I mean, I can cut all this steel with absolutely no issues, and everything is accurate. I mean, it never changes. I don't ever really have to pull a tape measure on any of it. So, like I said, as far as productivity goes, probably the best thing that I could have done. And it's really helped us speed up and be a lot faster. And obviously, because these racks right here all have to lock into each other when they're installed on the legs inside the warehouse, they have to be accurate. There can't be any variations. The tolerances are pretty tight. We have to pretty much be dead on the money every single time. And what I'll do actually is, as I'm cutting, I'll stop periodically and check the individual pieces, just to make sure that we're still on track, that we haven't started to gain any creep or anything like that. Which, I don't know, the saw shouldn't move, but for instance, maybe this piece of metal down here got hit or something like that and it was damaged, so it moved a little bit and it's not exactly 8 feet. You just check for things like that every now and then. So anyway, that's kind of the process of how we're cutting the steel, how we're doing the processing for the material. So I just finished cutting that one stack that was on this side of the table, kind of the staging area right here. And so now it is time to start transferring steel from the trailer here and get it over here to the staging area on the trailer. I've just kind of been doing it piece by piece, one piece at a time. It's 3/16 material, 20 feet long. They're not heavy by themselves, but believe it or not, it doesn't look like it, but these 2 stacks right here and all the steel over there that we just processed was a little over 9,000 pounds. It was 9,200 or something like that on the paperwork when I picked it up. So altogether, extremely heavy. One by one, not too bad. So I've just kind of been moving them one by one, take them from the big stack, move it over here to the side of the trailer, and that allows me to easily, without too much work, transfer them over to the staging area on the table. The first job that we did, we actually unloaded all the steel on the ground and we were having to pick them up and move them over here by hand. I had 2 guys helping me, and that was a lot of work. That was probably a mistake on my part, putting the material on the ground to where we had to bend over and pick up each piece. So, you know, you live and you learn. As you get more experienced with jobs and doing things, you'll actually find smarter, easier ways of doing things where you don't have to work as hard. So, but anyway, this is it. I wanted to thank you guys for following along. I'm just gonna kind of set y'all up, do some more time lapse, and hopefully we'll get back together whenever we start doing the fabrication work. Anyway, until then, I appreciate y'all following along. Thank you for everything and all the support. It really means a lot to us. So I'll catch you guys on the next one.